Paradise, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Vanilla Orchid bean, Vanilla planifolia, and it is an actual orchid. It's in the family Orchidaceae, and these are the plants that we have here that we send out to you by through parcel post and by fastway couriers. And we've just done a new how-to sheet with these, because they're not as simple as what you think. This isn't a plant that you just plonk into a pot, because they don't rely on pot culture to exist. Now, I'll just show you a couple that we've got growing in our garden, and I'll show you how we get them going. I'll just put this down for a second and go over here. This is only a short video, by the way, because the Parramatta Eels are playing Cronulla today and the game's just started, so we've got to get through this very quickly. We expect to win. We're hoping anyway. Okay, now if we go right down to the ground, when your orchid comes, leave it in the pot that it's in, and see how we've half buried this in very coarse potting mix. We put the pot straight in like that. This orchid actually, it's an epiphyte. It grows on plants. See how it's sunk its roots into this palm tree? It'll run up anything, just about. It'll run up steel and big steel girders. But there wouldn't be much nutrient in that, but it'll actually live off the nutrients it gets here, and you can spray fertilizer into it to get the plant going. So don't put it into a great big pot and kill it. It's got an orchid type root. I'll show you some, or here's some roots here anyway. You can see them just climbing up. Now the idea is a bit different to what we've done here, is to train this backwards and forwards, get a bit of wire or whatever you like. Don't let it go way up the tree so you can't get your vanilla pods. The fact sheet will give you more information about that and how to cross-pollinate them. You don't need two plants, just one's enough. And
what about sunlight? How much sunlight do they need?
Well, you can see this one here. If this gets full sun, this is in the summer, full sun comes through here. There's a fair bit of shade here too. So once you've got them hardened to full sun, they'll take it. And see how nice and strong that plant is. You can't grow them. I wouldn't grow them any further south than Coffs Harbour unless you have warm conditions. But I mean, you can try. We don't really know how far south it would go, but Coffs Harbour or Geraldton in WA, north of those areas, or those areas and north of there, you can grow them out in your garden. Otherwise, grow them in a heated shed or like a warm shed. Our climate here gets down to 2 or 3 sometimes, not very often. We have been down to 0, but I don't think these plants would like that very much. Here, these will grow off a cutting, and we take cuttings and we just plonk them all in here in a coarse mix. And I'll just show you what their roots, see how they've established their roots in there. So you've got to have them in a coarse mix. You don't put them in a light wet mix, because that type of thick orchid type root will rot, treat it like an orchid. But they probably need a little bit more fine material than your average orchid. I'll just show you here the mix of. You do need to put them in a mix to start with to get them going, but you can easily lose them if it gets too wet. I think I've shown you, similar to for bromeliads and for cordylines, that's coarse bark, and we put about 40% of that. That's 10 to 15 millimetre diameter, and we mix it with just your normal potting mix, which is less than 10%. Sorry, the normal potting mix, we go about 50-50. You can see that mix there. Mix the two. I'll just grab a bit more. I've mixed it all in now, but just normal potting mix anyway. Mix it in with that coarse material. Lots of tropical and subtropical plants like that sort of a mix, especially in winter. That's about all we've got to say. If you want more information, have a look at the fact sheet, which you'll find when you click on the Vanilla Orchid. It's under unusual plants, and it's probably under orchids as well on our website, which is www.paraplants.com. And remember, you can do it. That's what that spells. Until next time, up the eels.